In this video, we'll go through exam questions that cover the criteria, calculate the area and perimeter of simple shapes, including those that are made up of a combination of rectangles. You can locate the questions on the mathsmaths.com website under Level 1. The questions come from different exam boards. We'll start with the non-calculated questions and then we'll move to the calculated questions. Here is the first one. A community centre projects films onto a screen. The manager wants to make a wooden border around the screen. She needs to order the wood. What length of wood does she need to order? Show your working. So the wooden border will go around the screen. So we're looking at the perimeter of the rectangle. We've got the key here which tells us that this dashed line is the border. So we're going 2 meters and another 2 here. So that is 4 meters. And then we have 1.2 meters and 1.2 meters. That is 2.4. So 4 plus 2 gives us 6. Add the 0.4 as well, so that gives us 6.4. Calculate the area of this shape. So the area is worked out by multiplying length by width. Length is 9 centimeters, width is 5 centimeters. So we're going to do 9 times 5, which is 45. So this is 45 centimeters squared. Calculate the perimeter of the shape. Show your calculations and our workings out here. So perimeter means going around, it's the rim. So we're going to add all of these lengths. We've got 7.4, 12.6, 11.4, 6.4, 4 meters, and 6.2. Now we could break these down maybe into 3 and 3, if that's what you prefer, or you could add them all together. I'm going to add them all together. 4 and 6 makes 10. 4 and 4 is 8, and the 2 is 10. So 10 and 10, that makes 20. So 0 down, 2 carried over. Again, we've got 6 and 4, which is 10. And then we can make 10 with 7, 2, and 1. So we've got 10 and 10, which is 20, and the 6 makes 26, and the 2 makes 28. So 8 down, 2 carried over. 2, 3, 4. So this is 48.0 or 48 meters. Janice wants to buy a new carpet for her bedroom. The bedroom is rectangular and has a floor area of 30 square meters. Complete the table below to show the dimensions of her bedroom. Janice wants to buy a new carpet for her bedroom. The bedroom is rectangular and has a floor area of 30 square meters. Complete the table below to show the dimensions of her bedroom. So we've got the width, which is 4 meters. We're going to work out the length. If we know that the floor area is 30 square meters, we know the width is 4 meters, but we don't know the length. What do? We multiply length by width to give us the area. So 4 times a number will give us 30. What is that number? How do we work it out? By dividing 30 by 4. How many 4s fit into 30? That is 7, because 7 times 4 is 28. So we have 2 remaining. We've run out of digits, so we put a decimal point here and in the answer as well. And we can add a 0. How many 4s now into 20? That is exactly 5. So 7.5, 7.5. The other way to do this would be to half 30, which gives us 15, and then half 15, which gives us 7.5. So 7.5 meters is the answer. And you can check now if you want by multiplying 7.5 by 4. So if you double 7.5, it gives you 15. If you double 15, it gives you 30. So that proves we've done the calculation correctly. Here is an L shape. Work out the perimeter of the L shape. So the perimeter is about going around and adding all these lengths. We've got all of these in centimeters, so we don't need to do any conversion. So I'm going to go 10, add 12, add 7. I'm going to add these first. 2 and 7 is 9, 1 and 1 is 2. So we've got 29 now. And we're going to add 8 and 3, that is 11. And finally, I'm going to add 4 to that. Now 9 and 1, that is 10, and the 4, that is 14. So 4 down, 1 carried over. 2 and 1 is 3, and the 1 is 4. So we've got 44 centimeters in total. So that's the perimeter of the L shape. Now we're moving to the calculator questions. Luke wants to cover this wall with blue paint. He will buy blue paint in 2.5 litre tins. Each 1 litre of blue paint will cover 8 square meters of the wall. How many tins of blue paint does Luke need to buy? As he's going to cover the wall in paint, we're working out the area. And this is a compound shape. So we can split this into 2 rectangles. I'm going to split it here. So we've got this big rectangle, which measures 6.1 meters by 3.6 meters. So I'm going to do 3.6 times 6.1 to work out the area for that big rectangle. They're both in meters, so no conversion needed. That gives us 21.96 square meters. Now we've got the small rectangle, which measures 1.6 meters by this width here, which we don't know. But we can work it out because we know that this whole length is 7 meters. If I take away this, which is 6.1, then that will give me what the remainder is. So 7 take away 6.1 gives me 0.9. meters. So 1.6 times 0.9, which is 1.44 square meters. So we've got the 2 areas. So we've got this one here and this one. Adding the 2 together should give us the area of the wall. Of course, we've excluded the door. So 1.44 plus 21.96 gives us 23.4 square meters. We know that 1 litre of paint will cover 8 square meters. So what we can do now is 23.4 divided by 8. Which gives us 2.925, which is very close to 3. So about 3 litres of paint are needed. In one tin, there are 2.5 litres of paint. So one tin will not be enough. 2 tins are needed. Alfie sells flooring for playgrounds. He has this diagram of a playground. The playground is rectangular, 9 meters by 15 meters. The lawn is rectangular, 3 meters by 4 meters. Alfie will put flooring on all the space inside the playground, but not on the lawn. The flooring costs £36 per square meter. Work out the total cost of the flooring. So the flooring will go in this space, excluding the lawn. So what we're going to do to work out that area is work out the area of the big rectangle, which is the playground, and then take away the area of the lawn. So we're going to do 15 times 9 first. That's the dimensions of the playground. Which is 135 square meters. And then the area of the lawn, which is 3 times 4, and that's 12 square meters. So 135 now, take away 12, which is 123. So 123 square meters of flooring is needed, and the cost is £36 per square meter. So we're going to do 123 times 36, which is 4,428 pounds. Right. This is the space for the final answer. Ali is preparing for a race. He runs laps around a football pitch to prepare for the race. The length of each lap is the total distance along the 4 edges of the pitch. Ali needs to run at least 10 kilometers. What is the minimum number of complete laps Ali should run? So a lap is the total distance along the 4 edges of the pitch. So 1 lap will be equal to 90 meters and another 90 and 75 and another 75. So adding these together gives us 330 meters. So in 1 lap there are 330 meters. He needs to run at least 10 kilometers. So how many meters are there in 10 kilometers? In 1 kilometer there are 1,000 meters. K means 1,000. So 10 kilometers will be 10,000 meters. So what we're going to do now is 10,000 divided by 330. So we can get how many laps it needs to do. So 10,000 divided by 330 gives us 30.3. Now we can't say 30, we'd have to say 31, because 30 wouldn't cover 10 kilometers, you cover less, and this says at least 10 kilometers, so 31 laps. Show a check of your answer. So if we do now 31 times 330, because that's how many meters there are in one lap, gives us just over 10,000 meters. So that is just over 10 kilometers. And that's enough to show the check. Amy wants new skirting board in her living room. The skirting boards will go along the bottom of each wall, not go across the doorway, not go across the fireplace. Amy has the sketch of her living room. Skirting boards come in lengths of 2.4 meters. The length of skirting board can be cut and joined. How many lengths of skirting board does Amy need? You must show your working. So we're going to work out the perimeter of the room. And the skirting boards will go along the bottom of each wall, not go across the doorway, which is this one here, and not go across the fireplace, which is this one here. So we're going to go around, got 4.5 meters along the width. Then we have 6.5 meters. Now we've got this width here, which we're going to work out by doing 4.5 meters, take away the 900 millimeters. We need to convert the millimeters into meters first. So we're going to convert the millimeters into centimeters and then into meters. We know that in 1 centimeter there are 10 millimeters. So we're going to divide this by 10, which gives us 90 centimeters. We know that in 1 meter there are 100 centimeters. So 90 centimeters is less than a meter. It's 0.9 meters. It's like dividing 90 by 100. So if I take away 0.9 from 4.5, gives me 3.6 meters. Now we've got this length, which we can work out by doing 6.5 take away 1.2. meters. They're both in meters, so that's easier to work out. And that is 5.3 meters. So adding all of these together now, 5.3 plus 3.6 plus 6.5 plus 4.5 gives us 19.9 meters. And the skirting boards come in lengths of 2.4 meters. So what we're going to do is 19.9 divided by 2.4 to work out how many lengths we need. And that is 8.29, which we always need to round up. So that's going to be 9 lengths. Better get a bit more than less. Lanza is a gardener. She has this plan of a garden. Lanza needs to put grass turf to cover this garden. She charges £16 a square metre to put grass turf in a garden. Lanza thinks she will need to charge more than £800 to put grass turf in this garden. Is she correct? As this is grass turf and it will cover the whole garden, we're working out the area. This is a compound shape, so I'm going to split it into two shapes, into two simple shapes. You could split it here as well if you like. That's entirely up to you, whichever way you prefer. So the area of the big rectangle, that can be worked by multiplying 9 by the width here, which we're going to work out. What is that equal to? That is 8 take away this length, which is 3.5 meters. So if I do 8 take away 3.5 first, gives me 4.5. So 9 times 4.5 gives us 40.5. Square meters. Now the area of the smaller rectangle, that is 3.5 times 4. Which is 14. So in total, this will be 40.5 plus 14, which is 54.5 square meters. So there are 54.5 square meters in the garden, and Lanza charges £16 a square meter. So what we're going to do is 54.5 times 16, which is £872. So she thinks that she will need to charge more than £800, and that is correct. I'll need to put here yes as the final answer. Manager wants to put slabs in part of her garden. She has this sketch. All corners are right angles. Each slab is in the shape of a square with sides of length 600 millimeters. Maninda thinks she needs 65 slabs for this part of the garden. Are 65 slabs enough for this part of the garden? Show why you think this. So the space for the slabs is shown in grey. Each slab is in the shape of a square with sides of length 600 millimeters. And we've got the dimensions here given in millimeters. So 1,800. How many 600s fit into 1,800? So we can do 1,800 divided by 600. Which is 3. So 3 will fit here. Then we have 4,800 millimeters. So same divided by 600. Gives us 8. So 8 will fit along this length. So within this rectangle there will be 3 times 8 slabs, which is 24. Now let's work out for the remainder. So this width here, that is equal to 7,200 take away 4,800. Which is 2,400. So this is 2,400 millimeters. If we divide that now by 600, gives us 4, and if we divide this length, which is 3,600 plus 1,800, $5,400. So divide that by 600, gives us 9. So in this rectangle here, there will fit 4 times 9, which is 36 slabs. And the 24 we had for the other rectangle. So 36 plus 24 gives us 60 slabs. And the question was, are 65 slabs enough for this part of the garden? And I'm going to say yes, only 60 are needed. George is a farmer. He's going to put water piping along all the edges of a field. George draws this sketch of a field. Water piping costs 59 pence per metre. Calculate the total cost of the water piping George needs for this field. So he's going to put water piping along all the edges of the field, which tells us we're going to need to work out the perimeter. So I'm going to add all the lengths together. We've got 90 meters, then 26 meters, then 26 again, 42 meters, 64 meters, and 68 meters. So 90 plus 26 plus 26 plus 42 plus 64 plus 68 gives us 316 meters altogether. It costs 59 pence per meter, so I'm going to do 316 times 0.59, and that is £186 and 44 pence. John is opening a healthy eating cafe. He looks for a property with a seating area for 20 customers. This is a scale plan of the seating area in one property he finds. The drawing has a scale of 1 centimetre to 150 centimetres. The recommended maximum number of customers in a cafe is the seating area divided by 1.5. Is this property suitable for 20 customers? Show how you decide. So we have the drawing here, and we're told that the scale is 1 to 150. So four centimeters, that will be 150 times 4 in reality. Which is 600 centimeters, which is 6 meters, because there are 100 centimeters in a meter. And then we've got the width, which is 3 centimeters. One times 3 equals 3. So 150 times 3 is 450 centimeters, which is 4.5 meters. And we can get that by doing 450 divided by 100. So we've got the dimensions of the cafe. We can work out the area by doing 6 times 4.5, which is 27 square meters. So the area, we need to divide that by 1.5. So we're going to do 27 divided by 1.5, which is 18. So this is suitable for 18 customers. Is it suitable for 20 customers? We're going to say no. Only 18 customers. Sadie wants to put fencing around an area of grass where the hens can run about safely. She has 22 meters of fencing. She reads that the minimum area for each hen to run about safely is 1.5 square meters. Sadie decides to make a square area of grass. What is the greatest number of hens she could keep? So the area of grass will be square-shaped. and we know that she has 22 meters of fencing. So whatever that side length, so 4 times that side length, any of these which are equal, so that's why 4 times that side length will equal 22, because the fencing will go around these 4 lengths. So to work it out, we'll do 22 divided by 4, which is 5.5 meters, because we input meters. So the side length of the square is 5.5 meters. To work out how many hens you can keep, we need to work out the area of the shape. So that is 5.5 times 5.5. Which is equal to 30.25. Square meters. So for each hen to run about safely, 1.5 square meters are needed, so we're going to divide 30.25 by 1.5. So we can work out how many hens can run about safely. That gives us 20.17. Rounded to 2 decimal places. And we need to say 20 hens, because there's only enough space for 20 hens, not 21. In a different room, one of the walls is 2.7 meters long and 2.2 meters high. Chester wants to put wallpaper on this wall. He uses wallpaper that is 0.5 meters wide and 12.1 meters long. Chester will hang the wallpaper vertically with no overlaps. Each piece will go from ceiling to floor with no joins. How many rolls of wallpaper will Chester need to buy? You must show your working. So the wallpaper will go down in strips like that. Each strip is 0.5 meters wide, half a meter. So this is 2.7 meters long, so if we do 2.7 divided by 0.5, because there will be no overlaps, should give us how many of those strips are needed. So 2.7 divided by 0.5 gives us 5.4, and we're going to need to round this to 6 because 5 won't be enough, and of course we can't have part of it. So there will be 6 strips in there, and we've got that the wall is 2.2 meters high, so we've got 6 strips times 2.2, that is 13.2 meters long. So that's the length of all these strips put next to each other without any overlaps. Now we're given that the wallpaper is 0.5 meters wide and 12.1 meters long. So 1 roll will not be enough. That's why he's going to need 2 rolls. What we can do is 13.2 divided by 12.1, which is about 1.1. so more than one roll is needed. I'm going to say 2 rolls. Before the first match starts, the perimeter of the football pitch needs to be marked out. Calculate the perimeter of the pitch. So the perimeter will be calculated by doing 38 plus 18 plus 38 plus 18. Which is 112 meters. A customer needs to buy a tank for his snake. Zach has this information about the sizes of tanks. So we've got different lengths of snakes and then the respective minimum floor area for one snake. The reptile center sells these 5 sizes of tanks. Which is the cheapest tank the customer should buy for one snake, which is 45 centimeters long? Show your working. So the snake is 45 centimeters long, and that is between 41 to 50. So minimum floor area for the snake is 600 centimeters squared. We need now to find the cheapest tank that has that area. So we've got mini, which has a length of 18 centimeters and width of 11 centimeters. So 18 times 11 gives us 198, which is much smaller than 600. Let's try small. 23 times 15.5, that is 356.5, which again is smaller than 600. Let's try medium. 31 times 19.5, which is 604.5, and that's just over 600, so that's the cheapest one. So we'll show the working out here by doing 31 times 19.5, which was 604.5, and that is £9.95. So we're going to say medium at £9.95. Andy paints a wall in his kitchen. He rounds all wall dimensions to the nearest whole number, then uses the rounded numbers to estimate the area of the wall. What value should Andy get for the total area of the wall using this method? We can see that the wall is L-shaped, so we're going to split it into 2 rectangles. So working out the area of the bigger rectangle, we do 3.8 times 2.6. But we need to round them in this particular case. So 3.8, that will be rounded to 4, and 2.6 will be rounded to 3. So 4 times 3, that is 12 square meters. Now we've got the smaller rectangle. We've got 1.9 meters by this length here, which we don't know. So we're going to work it out by doing 5.9 take away 3.8. Which is 2.1. So 2.1, that will be rounded to 2. And of course 1.9 is rounded to 2 as well. So that gives us 4 square meters. 4, add the 12, gives us 16. And that's the total area with the rounded figures. The carpet fitter needs to order some fixing strips to hold the carpet all around the edges of this floor. You can cut and join fixing strips. An online shop has packs of fixing strips on offer. Carpet Supplies Direct, fixing strips 6 meter packs, $7.99 per pack. Buy one, get one free. Work out the total cost for the packs of fixing strips the carpet fitter needs to order. Show all your work in. So we're talking about fixing strips to hold the carpet all around the edges of the floor. So that tells us we're working out the perimeter. So I'm going to go around, got 2.5, then this length here, which we don't know at the moment, but we can work out by doing 5.5 take away 2.0. Which is practically 5.5 take away 2, and that is 3.5 meters. Then we have this length here, which again we don't know, but we're going to work out by doing 7.5 take away 2.5. And that gives us 5. Now we've got 2.0, $7.5, and finally 5.5. Adding all of these together gives us 26 meters, that is. So 26 meters of fixing strips are needed. Fixing strips come in 6 meter packs. So how many packs do we need? We'll do 26 divided by 6, which is 4.3. So we're going to need to get 5 packs. And we've got $7.99 per pack, the price. It says buy one, get one free. So if we buy one pack, the next one will be free. Another pack, then the next one will be free. And then a 5th pack, as 5 of them are needed. So they will pay for 3 packs. So we'll do 3 times 7.99. And that is £23.97. A decorator is painting a room and has one wall left to paint. They have enough paint to cover 12 square meters. Dimensions of the wall are shown below. She will not paint over the door. Do they have enough paint for the wall? Explain your answer. Use figures in your answer. So we've got the dimensions of the wall, which is 4 meters by 3.25. So if I multiply 4 by 3.25, should give me the area for the whole rectangle that you can see, the big rectangle you can see there, which is the wall including the door. So 4 times 3.25 gives us 13. So that is 13 square meters. But we need to take away the area of the door. So that is 0.9 times 2. Which is 1.8. So now 13 take away 1.8 will give us the area for the wall excluding the door. Which is 11.2 square meters. And they have enough paint to cover 12 square meters. So this is more than enough. Do they have enough paint? We're going to say yes. And explanation is that the area of the wall excluding the door is less than or smaller than 12 square meters. A local sports club organises a sponsored walk around the edges of a field. Each person will walk around the field 5 times. How far will each person walk in kilometers? So we've got the scale diagram of the field, and we've got the key here, which tells us that 1 square length is equal to 50 meters. So 50, 100, 150, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 1000. So that is 1 kilometer. And then we have 100, 200, 300. So 1 kilometer and 300 meters is the perimeter of a field. So that is 1.3 kilometers, in other words. And each person will walk around the field 5 times. So we'll do 5 times 1.3, which is 6.5 kilometers. A man wants to buy bags of gravel to cover his driveway. He decides to work out the area of his driveway. 1 bag of gravel covers 14 square meters. What is the area of his driveway? How many bags of gravel must he buy? So the area is L-shaped, so I'm going to split it into 2 and work it out this way. So the area of the bigger rectangle, we can work it out by multiplying this length, which is equal to 8 plus 3, so that gives us 11. And then the width of it should be 6 take away 3, which gives us 3. 11 times 3 is 33 square meters, because we input meters. And the area of this square there is 3 by 3, which is 9. So altogether this will be 33 plus 9, which is 42 square meters. And a bag of gravel covers 14 square meters, so if we do 42 divided by 14 should give us how many bags are needed. And that is 3. So exactly 3 bags are needed. A man needs to paint the wall behind the bunk bed with a different colour next to each level of the bed. The lower level will be painted green. He needs to work out the area of this space. So we've got a sketch of the wall area, which is not to scale. What is the area that he will paint green? It is L-shaped, so we're going to split it into 2. I'm going to split it here. So we've got this rectangle here, which measures 1.95 by 0.5. So we're going to multiply this gives us 0.975 square meters, and we have this bigger rectangle which measures this length here, which we can work out by doing 1.95 take away 0.95, which gives us 1. So this is 1 meter, and the width here we can work out by doing 1.3 take away 0.5, which is 0.8. So now 1 times 0.8 gives us 0.8 square meters. So add the two areas together should give us the total. So 0.8 add 0.975 gives us 1.775. The site manager has asked you to put a safety fence around the outside of a building. You have this plan. The safety fence must be 2 meters away from each side of the building. The safety fence is made up of panels which are each 2.4 meters long. How many panels will you need for the whole fence? Show your working out and write the answer in the box below. We have the key here which shows us that the safety fence looks like a dashed line. So we're practically working out the total length of the dashed line. Let's start here. What is this length? We don't know at the moment, but we can work it out. We're given that this length here is 20 meters. And we know that the safety fence must be 2 meters away from each side of the building. So this here will be 2 meters and this here will be 2 meters. So we're going to add 4 meters to the 20 meters that we have already. So that will be 24. And this length here, that will be 15.2 plus the 4. So that will be 19.2. And this, of course, is 24, and this is 19.2. So adding all of these together, gives us 86.4 meters. So now we have the total length of the fence, and we know that each fence panel is 2.4 meters long. So 86.4 divided by 2.4 will give us how many fence panels are needed, which is 36. You work at Highfield Castle. As part of your job, you walk around the perimeter of the castle to perform security checks. Below is a diagram of the castle. The main section and each of the turrets are squares. How far do you walk on each security check? Give your answer in meters. Show your working out and write the answer in the box below. Okay, so the main section is a square and the turrets are squares as well. So we'll know that this is 12 meters. This is 12 meters, 12 meters, 12 meters, and 12 meters. This distance here will be 6 meters, just like this one. 6 meters, 6 meters, 6 meters, and 6 meters. This distance here is the same as this one, so it will be 0.124 kilometers. That is the same as 124 meters. And this distance here will be 124 meters plus 6 meters. Which is 130 meters. And this is the same, 130 meters. So adding these together, we've got 130 and 130 plus 6, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So 6 times 6, that is 36. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lots of 12. So 6 times 12 gives us 72. 124 and 124. So adding all of these together gives us 616 meters. You're hired for another job to build the roof on a football stadium. They give you this plan of the stadium. The pitch dimensions are 105 meters by 70 meters. The roof will be made up of panels that are 50 centimeters by 50 centimeters. How many panels will be needed for the entire roof? Show your working out and write the answer in the box below. So we've got the roof area given in purple. It's colored in purple. And it's around the stadium. So the length here is 190 meters, and the length of the football pitch is 105 meters. So if I take away 105 from 190, it gives me 85. So that is 85 for both sides. If I divide it by 2, it's 42.5 on each side. That is meters. So I know that this distance here is equal to 42.5 meters, and so is this one. So if I just split this into rectangles, then I've got this measuring 42.5 meters, and I've got this being 175 meters. So how many panels will fit along this width? So I'll do 42.5 divided by 0.5, because 50 centimeters are equal to 0.5 meters, half a meter. So that is 85. So we can fit 85 panels along this width here, and along the length, let's work it out. So 175 divided by 0.5 gives us 350. So 350 along the length, 85 along the width. So we'll do 85 times 350. Which is 29,750. And this rectangle here has the same dimensions, so I'm going to say another 29,750. And within this rectangle, let's work it out. So we've got the length being 105 meters, so 105 divided by 0.5 which is 210. So 210 panels can fit along the length. What about the width? How long is this? So what we'll do is 175, take away 70 meters, it gives us 105. So 105 divided by 0.5 gives us 210. So we know 210 panels fit along the length. What about along the width? So we need to work out what one of these is equal to. Or here, it's the same. So we'll do 175, take away the width of the pitch, which is 70. So 175 take away 70 gives us 105. So 105 is for both of these, this one and this distance here. So we're going to halve this. 105 divided by 2 gives us 52.5. So 52.5 now divided by 0.5, which is the length of each panel. And that is 105. So 105 along the width and 210 along the length. So 210 times 105 gives us 22,050 panels. And of course This rectangle here is identical to that, so we're going to add another 22,050 to these two lots of 29,750. So adding all of these together gives us 103,600 panels. There are different ways you could check your answer, but one of them would be to work out the total area of the big rectangle, take away the area of the small rectangle, which is the pitch, and then divide that by 0.25, which is 0.5 times 0.5, the area of each panel. And it should give you the same answer. You are helping at the Highfield Country Show. The showground needs a fence to be put up around an animal pen. The animal pen is made up of a square with a rectangle added on with gates. The gates are 300 centimeters wide. Each fence panel is 1.5 meters long. How many fence panels will you need? Show your working out and write the answer in the box below. Okay, so it's about fencing, so we're working out the perimeter. We're not going to include these dotted lines. I will start here. So we've got 45 meters. And then we've got the width. What we know is that the animal pen is a square. So it's not going to be 45, but it's going to be 45 take away this length here, which is 600 centimeters. Now we know that in 1 meter there are 100 centimeters, so this is equal to 6 meters. So if I do 45 take away 6, gives me 39. So the width is equal to 39 meters. And so this one here will be equal to 39 as well, because it's a square. This length will be 39 take away this dotted line, which represents the gate, and the gate is 300 centimeters wide, which is equal to 3 meters wide. So 39 take away 3, which is 36 meters. So I'm going to add 36 here, and finally we've got the 6 meters to add. So 45, add 39, add 39, add 36, add 6, gives us 165 meters. So the fence will be 165 meters long. We know that each fence panel is 1.5 meters long. So if we do 165 divided by 1.5, should give us how many panels are needed, which is 110. A customer wants their garden planted with grass seed. They give you this plan of the garden. How many boxes of grass seed will you need to buy? Show your working out and write the answer in the box below. As this is grass, we're going to work out the area. So I'm going to split this into two shapes here. we've got the big rectangle, which measures 12 meters by 6 meters. So I'm going to do 12 times 6, which is 72 square meters. And now I've got the small rectangle, which measures 8 meters by 9 take away 6, which is 3. 8 times 3 is 24, so we've got 72 and 24 square meters. So adding them together gives us 96. Now the instructions say use 35 grams per square meter. So we've got 96 square meters, so we'll do 96 times 35, which is 3,360 grams needed. There are 1,000 grams in a kilogram, so this is 3.36 kilograms. If you divide 3,360 by 1,000, it gives you this number. So in a box there are 1 kilogram of seeds, so 4 boxes will be needed, as this is more than 3 kilograms. So let's say 4 boxes. We can't buy part of a box, and we can't buy less than what is needed. Calculate the perimeter of this square. So it's a square and it has equal length, and we can see that each side length is equal to 12 centimeters. Now you can do 12 at 12 at 12 at 12, or you could just do 4 times 12, which is more straightforward. So 4 times 12 equals 48. So that's 48 centimeters. Shops that have a floor area greater than 280 square meters can only open for a maximum of 6 hours on a Sunday. This is a floor plan of the shop called Townsman. Can Townsman open for more than 6 hours on a Sunday? Show your working out and write the answer in the box below. So we need to work out the area, and you can see it's an L shape. So I'm going to split it here into 2 rectangles, so I can now easily work out the area. So we've got the big rectangle, which measures 35 meters by the width here, which is 15 take away 8, so that is 7 meters. So 35 times 7, which is 245 square meters. And we've got the small rectangle, which is 7 by 8. So 7 times 8 will give us 56 square meters. Adding the two together, 245 and 56 gives us 301 square meters. And it says that shops that have a floor area greater than 280 square meters can only open for a maximum of 6 hours on a Sunday. So this is greater than 290. The maximum number of hours that they can open on a Sunday is 6 hours. So to answer the question, can Townsman open for more than 6 hours on a Sunday, we're going to say no. The players in Ryan's team warm up before the charity match by running at least 1 kilometer around the edge of the pitch. How many full laps of the pitch will they need to run? Show your calculations and they're working that here. So as they will run around the edge of the pitch, that means we're working out the perimeter. So what is the perimeter of the pitch? This is 36 meters. This is 18, 36 and 18. So we add in 36 plus 36 plus 18 plus 18. Which is 108 meters. So one lap is 108 meters. They will need to run at least 1 kilometer. So that is 1000 meters. If I divide that by 108, it should give me how many laps are needed. So that is 9.26 laps. The question is asking how many full laps of the pitch do they need to run, so we're going to need to say 10 laps. 9 laps won't be enough to cover 1 kilometer, so we need to say 10. Here is a rectangle. Work out the perimeter. Circle your answer. So, perimeter, going around, got 9 and 9, which is 18. Add 4 gives us 22. And another 4 gives us 26. So 26 centimeters. Here is an L shape. Work out the area of the L shape. State the units of your answer. Okay, so I'm going to split this into 2 shapes. So we've got this big rectangle which measures 20 centimeters by 8 centimeters. So I'm going to multiply 20 by 8, which is 160 square centimeters. And we've got this smaller rectangle here, which measures 4 centimeters by 2 centimeters. So 4 times 2, that is 8 square centimeters. So adding the two together, 160 and 8 gives us 168. Beth is a gardener. Here is a sketch of a rectangular garden she is designing. Beth wants to cover 1/3 of the area of the garden with lawn turf. Lawn turf costs £2.75 per square metre. It can be cut to fit any area. Work out the cost of the lawn turf she will need. So to work out the area of the garden, we'll do 15 times 7.2. Which is 108 square meters, because we're inputting meters. We know the cost of the lawn turf is £2.75 per square metre, so we're going to do 108 times 2.75, which is £297. Megan is starting a new dance class. The floor space available for the dancers is a rectangle measuring 13.8 meters by 7.1 meters. Each dancer needs 4 square meters of floor space. Work out the maximum number of dancers that can be in the dance class. So the space measures 13.8 meters by 7.1, so we'll multiply 13.8 by 7.1. which is 97.98 square meters. Each dancer needs 4 square meters, so we'll do 97.98 divided by 4, which is 24.495 dancers. Now, of course, you can't have part of a dancer, so we're going to say 24 dancers. We can't say 25 because there isn't enough space, but we can say 24, even if there is a bit of extra space. Brandon is making a birthday cake in a T-shape. Here is the plan view of the cake. Brandon has enough icing for an area of 200 square centimeters. Does he have enough icing for the top of the cake? You must show you working. So I'm going to split this into 2 shapes. So we've got this big rectangle which measures 7 centimeters by this length here, which is 8 and 8 makes 16, and this one is 6, so that is 22 centimeters. 7 times 22 gives us 154 square centimeters, and we've got this square here now as well, which measures 6 by 6, and that is 36 centimeters squared. 4 and 6 is 10, so 0 down, 1 carried over. 5 and 3 is 8, and the 1 is 9. So 190 centimeters squared. You can double check with your calculator. So that is 190. And the question is, does he have enough icing for the top of the cake? He has enough icing for an area of 200 centimeters squared, and this is just 190, so less than 200. That's why we're going to say yes. And that's the end of the questions.